What's going on, guys? Blake Morse here at Eve Vegas, and I am talking with David Reid. And dude, you have Eve Valkyrie here. This is the first time I've seen it when it's not Eve VR with the HD graphics, and like it's made some serious strides since E3 already.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, part of it, like you said, it is that now we have HD kits from Oculus that we're using, not the standard def stuff. So that's one step forward. Just the graphical crispness and fidelity is a good bit better. But it is coming along quite a ways as a game. It's just moving very quickly. You know, the moment was perfect for us because the team that we have on this now is our Newcastle studio. And they had been working on Dust 514, but right after launch, they were able to rotate off, and now all the development on that is being done out of Shanghai. And so we had this team of veteran developers who knew how to take core engine tech and get it working, got the HD stuff from Valkyrie, and we hired a great exec producer in Owen O'Brien. I mean, if you want to have a guy who knows how to do first-person action in a simulation sickness kind of environment, the guy who made Mirror's Edge is a real good pick. So very exciting start so far on this.
One of the things that, you know, is obviously a big thing for the Eve universe is that people are telling their own stories here. So how are you going to be integrating this very like open sandbox world into a game like Valkyrie?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to start with just making sure we get that experience right in Valkyrie from a very clear moment-to-moment game experience, right? I mean, there's this is a new thing, right? It's, you know, you've got your goggles in your earphones, and there's a lot of just sort of like running through it, polishing it, and making sure we've got a great game first on Valkyrie, and then we're going to get the integration with the Eve universe going. But part of what we're thinking about here, right, it comes back to, you know, Dust and Eve ultimately will have a common economy, and Valkyrie will be part of that as well. And what we want to have is ways for players of each game to get resources that matter to players, maybe not in their own game, but in the other games, right? And so, you know, maybe there's something that you can do on the planets as a Dust fighter that is important for a Valkyrie pilot in running his ship. You know, I mean, things like that make it just feel a little tighter, make it integrated a little better, right?
Where are you guys hoping to start in that case? Like, where, like, let's say, you know, it's 2014, Valkyrie's about to launch. Like, what are you guys hoping to kind of have integrated and ready for people?
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, the first thing I ought to be clear on is we're not certain how much, or if any, you know, Eve universe integration will have there on that launch day. And part of the reason is that you know, the partners that we work with, Oculus and others, right? You know, we need to get a little more certainty about exactly who is shipping what when, right? So that will gate how far down that road we get to go, right? Of just what is the reality of when in 2014 we launch. Now, again, what you have to have for a successful game, right? Yeah, you know, do you have a single player mode as well as a multiplayer mode, right? And right now, you know, you can play Valkyrie as a single player against bots. It's, you know, and it's not bad, right? It's kind of like, I mean, of course, it's better with other players in there on your team and that you're playing against. But we do have the beginnings now in this client that you're seeing here with the ability to do some single player stuff as well as multiplayer stuff. But, you know, this experience that you're seeing here on the floor and that you saw at E3 as well, you know, this sort of short session-based battles, you know, just frantic activity, you know, for several minutes and then an end to a match and things like that. We know we can begin with that and expand. How far we get remains a little bit to be seen. I think one of the things that people love about Valkyrie is it just scratches an itch for those of us who played X-Wing versus TIE Fighter back in the day and games like that. And that genre just kind of disappeared, right? And now with this technology, it's like, holy cow, this is exactly what we all sort of wanted, you know, when those games retired. And so you do have like a lot of interesting technical complexity and game design issues that you need to work through. But man, it's just such a blast to be doing this, right? It's such an awesome opportunity.
So I guess the only question remains is like, what's next? I mean, you guys have these 3 games now, and I feel like it's not going to stop there.
It's not. It's absolutely not. I mean, I think at some level, there's more to do in the Eve universe for sure, right? I mean, we have talked about some of the mobile stuff that we've worked on. I think you'll see some of that coming in our future. I think as you know, again, it's not hard to imagine, you know, I've been a big strategy gamer in my life, and I would love to see a strategy game that tied in, and it's not hard to imagine how that might work. And, you know, you could have a very simple strategy game like, you know, a Space Colonyville at some level that ran on some social platform, all the way up to kind of like a Civilization-esque game that ran on a tablet or a PC. You know, these are really exciting opportunities. But again, you know, we are an independent developer. We do have limited resources. You know, we're growing Eve. We're getting Dust right. We're launching Valkyrie. Those have to be our top priorities right now.
Well, you know, I think now that you got the dogfighter covered and you're bringing that back, and that if you are working with a budget, I think your best bet would be go text adventure.
Text adventure. Okay. I'm gonna take that back to our design team.
You heard it here first. 2014 Eve Text Adventures coming at you. David, Eve Vegas, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for having us. And we're definitely looking forward to getting our hands on Valkyrie in the wild. I'm especially pumped for it. If you haven't checked it out yet, guys, definitely check out Eve Valkyrie. And of course, check out Eve Online and Dust 514. David, thank you so much for talking.
Thank you. It's been a blast. Take care.